Hey there, and welcome to Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. This has been one of my favorite games this year, and it is not only because of the theme it tackles, which is human psychosis, but also because it is a great, almost picture perfect journey into the darkest chambers of the human mind. And it is a mind that is equal parts disturbed and beautiful at the same time. I'm talking about the mind of the protagonist, Senua, which is an incredible character, in my opinion. And that is because the game manages to make you empathize with her to a great degree, and also to identify with her, which basically will make you root for her as she progresses through this dark journey of sacrifice and other foreboding elements that this game encompasses. This is one game that was made with the aid and the participation of many specialists in mental health, from professors of psychology and psychiatry at the University of Cambridge and the like. And I think the result is a great experience, one that I hope you will get to be a part of with me as I progress through the fountain of emotion that this game wants to be. So without further ado, let's get started.
Hello. Who are you?
Mihna, nice to meet you.
Doesn't matter. Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close, so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening?
It's breathing.
The head. It's breathing.
It's breathing.
He knows. He knows she's getting closer.
He can feel her coming closer.
She's getting closer. They're watching the head. They're watching. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing
This game is ASMR heaven, basically.
She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him.
He's already dead. I can feel you coming. Quiet. Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. Well, that's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
As you can see, the game basically breaks the fourth wall from the beginning. There are multiple voices in Senua's mind.
You see it too?
You promised you can.
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call Hell.
So some of these voices address Senua directly. Some of them bicker amongst themselves, and others address the player directly, which results in a very interesting and multi-layered experience, in my opinion.
Look around and you'll see them. The drowned, the sick, the slain. Here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here. This is not a place of rest. Can't do this. Go back.
Honestly, I don't think even Witcher Geralt would rest in a place like this. He would probably be afraid of drowners.
They're watching. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. You're so close.
I love the lighting effects in this game. They are so vivid, especially considering it's not a AAA game.
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it. Turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
Melina Jurgens, this is the actress that plays Senua, and she's awesome in my opinion. She's
You might think
a
she's
big
brave
part
to go
of
on
what
this
makes this
journey on
game
her own.
great.
But it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's fear runs far, far deeper. What is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
I would hope so. Otherwise, I would just go and watch Vikings on History Channel.
Use your eyes. Use your eyes. Come on, closer. She can't focus. Why can't she focus? Take a closer look, Senua.
forget my stories, Senua, because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the River of Knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
Yeah, so these magic stones or pillars, or what they are, provide interesting background on the story. They give certain bits of mythological knowledge as well as history. Not all of them can be directly linked to the main story, but there is always a connection if you look deep enough. For example, we already get the information that she's from the Orkney Islands, so she's not exactly a Viking. She's a Celt, or more precise, a Pictish warrior. And that has a big part to play in the story and its development.
You can't do
Darkness is coming.
No, not the darkness.
Hungers for it. Like a pack of wolves on a hunt. But she's not stopping. Not this time.
Can you see it?
The land of mist and fog.
Is it?
The old fool was right.
Is he?
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
You can't.
I hear you. There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? Why doesn't she turn back? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already dead.
When you already realize that your main companion is a severed head you keep on your belt, you basically understand that this game is gonna be screwy.
He's already dead. She can save him. There's nothing she can do. She'll never make it.
Should we go fishing?
bridge to Helheim.
Where are we?
I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That part wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it. Let's see, shall we?
The Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim, and that is where you must travel.
Yeah, the many worlds of the convoluted Norse mythology. I guess that what the game wants you to feel here is separation from everything human. As Senua dwells further and further away from everything that is that represents mankind. So from everything that is Midgard, the world where she should be at. In order for her journey to be successful, she has to leave everything she knows further and further behind.
Where you are? Where are we?
Why did she do that?
She shouldn't have done it.
She can't go back now. No, this is it. The hidden path.
The voices should really make up their mind about whether I should go back or forwards.
It's not good for her. It's going to hurt you.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them.
Don't listen.
I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way. Don't listen. I'll never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you?
Just a memory. Truth. Is that you? Around you now.
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. A liar. An old fool. Truth is my truth. Huh?
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
In this life and the next, I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
The runes seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
This is also the character that narrates the mini stories from the Pillars about mythology and the like.
I can see one.
Hold it in your mind's eye find one like it to open the gate. It's near. Focus, and you will find it.
I love how reality is basically reflected in her mind's eye, and it is twisted and disturbed, but also fascinating.
Look towards the gate, and the gate will open.
Yeah, I guess I won't have to use Alohomora on this one. It doesn't look like a Harry Potter gate.
The gate is open. Go through the gate.
Go through it.
It's dangerous. Follow it. What's behind the gate?
Orcs.
It's not safe.
Behind the gates of Mordor are orcs. Many orcs.
Good work.
I spent 6 years enslaved in hell, but I watched the Northmen, learnt their ways.
I know you did.
You listened when everyone else laughed. My people paid the heavy price. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
No orcs yet, apparently.
Another voice joins us. She once tried to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are always here. I guess it's the same with heights. You can stand on the edge, pretend it's going to be okay. But you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just push things away.
She's gonna be just another body.
This reminds me of Abby from Last of Us 2. She was afraid of heights as well.
The world of the dead is ruled by the giantess, Hela, daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on her mother's side and yet much worse on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela can resurrect the dead. To Hela, your Dillion was sacrificed, and with her you must bargain.
Watch your head.
Stay back. You have to open it.
The gate to Helheim divides the living from the dead. Is that the face of Hela herself? The half-rotten goddess that rules over Helheim. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find him. Shh. Someone's here.
Not the darkness.
You took him from me.
I didn't.
I beg you. Let him go. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist it. Just give him back.
Ready? Fight.
Finish this!
These are basically drogs, northern spirits. And these ones, these shadowy ones, I can't hurt yet. So I have to let myself be killed.
A vision of what's to come. Poor Senua. The darkness does not bargain, and does not reason. It is rot, and now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her. All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time. The hardest battles are fought in the mind. That is what Dillian taught her. With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon it will take her soul. But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow. Whatever
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the gods that guard it. The god of fire, Surt, and the god of illusion, Valravan. Spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
So a few words about this supposed mechanic.
Why can't you?
The game basically tells you
She has to
that
fight two gods first.
if you lose the combat enough times, you will basically achieve
She's
permadeath.
going to die.
And it will be game over and you have to start again from the
Choose a
beginning.
gate, Senua.
Two gates, two gods. Which?
But that is not true. That is basically a trick the game plays on your mind. Because there is no such thing as permadeath in this game. From everything I read and everything I've seen, there is no such thing as permadeath. So it's just an illusion. The game wants you to feel as broken and paranoid and scared as Senua is at this point. And in my opinion, it does a tremendous job accomplishing that. So, Surt or Valravan? Let's do Surt first. God of Fire.
Surt, the fire giant, has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind. And the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him, Senua, and spill his blood.
This Druth character coughs a lot. I think he may have contracted COVID.
She found the wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds. An outcast, was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world,
Because of COVID.
like her, who spoke of his own darkness. The Northmen.
So apparently the Northmen can make you cough just as well as COVID does. Alright, so that's enough for the first part of this walkthrough. We'll continue a bit later. Thanks for watching and see you soon.